Hello everyone. Hello, happy Sunday. Welcome to Dr. Iyabo's live. I'm going to call it my tea time. Welcome to Dr. Iyabo's tea time on Sunday. I think it's September. Is it September 8th? Welcome to my live. How's everyone doing today? I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome. As you come in, please tell me where you're joining from. Hello, Uzma. Hello, Uzma. You're the first person to join my live. Hello. Send this live to your friends. Tag your friends on this live so that they can join in as well. Hello, everyone. Come on in. Get comfortable. Get your water, get your tea. Get your water, get your green tea. And please pardon me with a cough drop in my mouth because you guys already know the deal with me. I have allergies, and when you live in the state of Georgia, oh my gosh, there's trees everywhere, there's pollen everywhere. This is ragweed season, so just bear with me. I have my water with me, but I also have a few cough drops. So how's everyone doing today? Hello. Welcome in. Today we are discussing fulfillment. I'm waiting for Cook and Coach with Kemi to join, and I'm also waiting for Talk Mental Health to join in, and then we will start. How's everyone doing today? As you come in, please tell me where you're joining in from. And Kemi is here. Oh, both of them are here. Cook and Coach with Health is here. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Please type and let me know where you are joining in from. Hello, Dr. Adiola. How are you?
Good evening, Dr. Iyabo. How you doing?
Good evening. I'm doing well.
Happy Sunday. I'm trying to adjust my camera. Okay. Good. Can you hear me?
Hello, Kemi.
Hello. Hi.
So we have everyone here. We have Dr. Adiola here, and we have Kemi here. Talk Mental Health and Cook and Coach with Kemi. So one of you can start. Kemi, do you want to start today while I feel?
You're smiling. Hi everyone. My name is Kemi, and today we are having just a very brief live to talk a little bit about the conference, give you some heads up on where we are. We know we're 3 weeks away from the conference now, so things are gearing up really fast. So yeah, that's the essence of this live today. We just want to touch on a few topics that we know will be beneficial to everyone who listens in. And of course, we're going to talk about the live, talk about what it's all about, what you can expect from it, and how it will be beneficial for everyone who joins. So yes, we're talking about fulfillment today. We're talking about finding true fulfillment, finding freedom, financial freedom, time freedom as a women.
Yeah.
Quite a lot to talk about, but we'll try and keep it short and sweet so that we all can have a relaxing evening, Sunday evening.
45 minutes to an hour, right? Because sometimes once we get into a groove, we can go for 2 hours without.
I know, yeah. We'll try and keep it short today, not too long. Good to see you, Dr. Adela.
Yeah. Hi, good evening. It's good to see you.
Good evening.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Adiola Adeyemi. I'm a mental fitness coach, and I'm all about the Well-Rounded Women Conference. We're here to talk about why you should be part of it and why you shouldn't miss it. Like Kemi has said, talking about fulfillment, finding fulfillment, all-round fulfillment, your time, your money, your family, your own personal goals as well. So that's what the conference is all about. And if you have questions, there's a question bubble on the right-hand side of your screen. Please drop your question there so we don't get them mixed up in the comments. Please drop your question in the question box on the right-hand side of your screen. Right.
I'm loving the red lipstick all around.
I
Yeah.
know.
I like
We
the
need to.
vibe.
We're supposed to be some kind of ambassadors for Mac.
I know. Are we all wearing the same shade of red?
I
I
think
think
so.
so. It's
Looks
Ruby
very
Woo.
similar.
Ruby Woo.
What
Ruby Woo.
is
I'm
it called?
wearing Ruby
Ruby
Woo.
It's
Woo.
Ruby
Yeah, Ruby
Yes,
Woo.
I'm
Woo.
wearing Ruby Woo as
Yeah.
well. I think we need to be Ruby Woo ambassadors at this
I
point.
know we should. You
Yeah.
see how even though we're all different shades of brown, it
It
looks
looks nice.
perfect on both of us,
Mm-hmm.
on the three of
Oh,
us.
yeah.
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 True.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very, very true. Very, very
Okay.
true.
Okay, so yeah, over to you guys. So what are we discussing today?
So Kemi, you had said that we're going to talk about fulfillment. And I'm just wondering.
So
I understand
we
that. Okay,
yeah,
go
go
ahead.
on.
Go ahead, Kemi.
So yeah, one of the things I wanted to talk about, I think it's something that shows up in our conversations with women. I mean, all three of us talk to women if not every day, at least every week. I know that I talk to women every week, and I think there's this understanding that we all I think there's something that we all kind of observe and see with women that's quite common. And it's not something that we want to, it's not a negative thing, but it's not positive either. So it's just something that we all want to point out so that we all can sort of pick on how to then begin to look at how to make better choices or better decisions as far as it's concerned. So I know that when I speak to women, I get this whole idea of wanting to do better, wanting to make, better decisions, wanting to make better choices, wanting to even get better results, whether that be in career or business or anything along those lines. And I think sometimes it's very easy to believe that those things will naturally come when without the necessary investment as far as getting those things is concerned. So for anything that has value and that can add to us, in most cases we would have to put some kind of investment towards it. And I think there's this reluctance, so to speak, around that, where people, maybe there's an assumption that somehow you could find your way around getting it without actually making the commitment in terms of investments and time investment, sometimes financial investments. In most cases, if it matters to me, I will put something towards it. I would put an investment towards it. And I think it's just that conversation around understanding the need for that. All three of us have invested a lot into ourselves, whether that be in things like I can tell you for free that when it comes to my weight, managing my weight as I got older, managing my health, managing my skin. When I turned 40, my skin took a complete turn. It did a U-turn on me. It shocked me. It came out of the blue. I've always had normal skin. I've looked after my skin for all through my life, but kept things very simple. Just get a 1 month facial, monthly facials, normal everyday routine. And then I turned 40 and it just did a complete backflip. And for a long time, I tried to self-diagnose, not diagnose really, but self-determine what it is that was wrong. I can tell you for free that nothing happened, and I wasted a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of energy trying to do that myself. Whereas the simple solution would have been for me to find a dermatologist, pay them for their services. And in all honesty, I knew how much it was going to cost me. I knew it was going to cost me maybe about £250 in investment to just have a consultation, to be able to determine what was wrong. And then to begin to, what I did first was buy all sorts of things that people recommended, try all of that, punish my skin, before I then decided, what, enough is enough. I'm going to go and I'm going to pay and I'm going to, get someone who knows what they're doing to tell me what to do. And that was a game changer. It turned things around. I went there. She told me what was wrong. She told me three simple things that I needed to incorporate into my daily routine. And that was it. And my skin took a turn for the better. I use that to say that sometimes we think that we can find a solution, but there's a reason why people who do those things do them. Because without their support, without their help, we can't get the results that we're after. And so when it comes to our growth as women, when it comes to our getting better in specific areas, it also is important that we know that we need to put in investments in those areas too, and to look for, genuinely seek out people who can help us and hold us on by our hands on that journey, to get to where we want to get to. And that's why coaches are there. It's like a footballer, wanting to play at the top level of his game, or even, someone like Serena Williams, assuming that, she's just going to work with her dad. And by doing that, she's going to, even her dad knew that he couldn't coach her to get to the top level that she needed to get to. You need coaches, you need people for a reason. They're there for a reason. And they can make your journey so much more simpler, quicker, and easier. I know things that took me 6-7 years to learn. If I want to teach that to someone now, I could teach it to you within an hour. But it took me 7 years to master those skills. But I could literally compress it into a 30 to 45 minute teaching. And you might take it a lot of times. I'll tell you this, I've been teaching people things for free for a very long time. And what I find is that people hear you, but they don't hear you. Why? But there's no value to what you're telling them. Even though it sounds like it's something good, they don't take it on board because it didn't cost them anything. It came for free. So why should I? It takes a special kind of person to really value something that you give to them for free. Maybe God is involved in one way. I'm teaching and telling them, they need to listen to you. But otherwise, in most cases, people don't value things that they don't place a value on. And so the importance is a two-way thing. It works for the person who's teaching, but it also works for the person who is also learning. When you place value on something,
you please call Luna?
You see the benefits and you keep the benefits, you apply it, and it makes a difference to your life. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about, and I think Dr. Iyabo agrees with me, and Dr. Deola as well. We know that we have this conference coming up. That conference the coaching event is not something that just randomly came up. It's intentional, there's a purpose to it, there's impact that we intend for it to have, and no matter how many women show up, they will benefit from that, whether they're 500 women that show up, or 200 women, or 50 women, or 20 women. It really doesn't make a difference. They will still learn. We will teach the same value. The only difference is that the people who didn't plug in to benefit from it. We will teach the same exact value, whether 5 women show up, or 10 women, or 50 women, or 100. Why don't you be a part of those women and join in and make a difference to your life? Put that investment towards yourself for a better future. So yeah.
Oh, Kemi, wonderful. Dr. Adiel, I'm going to let you talk for a while as well, but I want to just make a couple comments. First of all, I want to acknowledge Aisha, who just joined, because Aisha is one of the ladies who has signed up for the conference. And if I'm not mistaken, Aisha, are you the one who also signed up your mom? Yeah, her handle is Aish, AYESH.UH. Can you both see her? Yeah, so Aisha, I want to acknowledge you for signing up for the conference, and also signing up for your mom. I think it's you, if my memory is good. But I want to say something to women based on what you said. Kemi, you spoke so many truths. In how many years would I say I've been coaching and mentoring women? Too long. Because before I even started my coaching, my formal coaching business in 2020, I had been teaching and mentoring and coaching female medical students, both male and female. But of course, once I started coaching the female medical students in my office, they all started coming. They were telling each other and saying, oh, there's this older doctor. She doesn't only teach you about medicine, she teaches you about life and marriage and this and that. So they all started wanting to come to milestone to my practice. So I've been coaching. I want to, and I say it all the time, that I understand women to the core. I understand women to the core. I understand girls because I'm a pediatrician, but I also understand women to the core. And I want to say that when you look at men and you look at women, the one thing, the big elephants in the room, I think I was having that conversation with Kemi earlier today, and I'm Dr. Adiola, I'm sure you agree because you've said you've been in my coaching as well before, in my paid coaching as well. The big elephant in the room for women not to be able to build wealth and not to be able to feel fulfilled is that most women, and I talk about Black women a lot because I'm a Black woman. Some of you will come to my DM and say, but it's not only Black women, white women. I'm not a white woman. Okay, women, so stop. Let's just get that clear now. I'm a Black woman. Yes, I'm married to my English white man, but I'm a Black woman. So I'm going to comment on what affects the lives of Black women. So please don't come to my DM or post comments and say, but it's not only Black women but white women also. Finger pointing doesn't get us anywhere, ladies. Finger pointing doesn't get us anywhere. There are some issues that are unique to us Black women, and we have to own them, okay? So one thing that I have noticed with Black women is that, again, some, all right, you know what? I even want to say most. I honestly want to say most. Most Black women don't understand the kind of financial investments they have to put into being able to have a fulfilling life. They don't understand it. During our conversation today, I was discussing with Kemi that a lot of Black women don't understand that for you to get to, let's say, that big number of $500,000 revenue in your business, you cannot get there. You can go and talk to any woman who is in business. I'm talking about revenue, not profits. Revenue of $500,000. You cannot get there without making a substantial financial investment into that business and into yourself. And I say yourself because your health, your mental health and your physical health matters. Okay? So, you know, I'm just giving you the truth. Most Black owned female businesses, if you look at them, their revenue is usually below 200,000, below, because they just cannot hit that $500,000 mark because they don't understand that they have to make a financial investment. And yes, you can say you're broke, you don't have money, but you have to find a way to get funding for your business. You have to loan money, you have to use credit cards. Black women need to be educated about good debt. Okay, did you hear what I said? Good debt. A lot of you go into debt to buy material things, but I'm just giving you the news now that if you want to scale to $500,000 or higher into seven figures, you have to make a huge financial investment. And that financial investment has to come from some kind of loan or some kind of investor or some kind of credit card. It's just impossible. So I wanted to put that out there. And Kemi, you said so many, I wrote down many notes, but I'm not going to repeat everything you said. But I want to say one thing about free content, free advice. You hit the nail on the head that free advice is not valuable. If you don't sacrifice something, if you don't take a risk, you're not going to take it seriously. A lot of women think that they can consume content for 24 hours a day and the content will help them grow. No, you're deceiving yourself. You can have goosebumps with all of my content and Dr. Adiola's content and Kemi's content and say, yeah, I'm going to implement. You're deceiving yourself. It's not going to work. I'm telling as a 54-year-old woman who's very skilled in entrepreneurship, I'm telling you, you can watch all the YouTube videos from now. Maybe 1% of women can take that free content and elevate into 500,000, 1 million revenue. Maybe 1% of women. Most women need to make an investment. They need to make a painful sacrifice to be able to use all of those things. I'm telling you the truth. So you can think, oh yeah, I don't need to sign up for Dr. Iyabo's coaching. Don't mind her. Don't sign up for that $149. Don't sign up for her $1,500. Just consume all her content. Okay, see you in 10 years. keep consuming the free content and see you in 10 years, and let's see what you've been able to do with it. 1% of you would have been able to do something big with it. The others will still be scrolling on social media looking for the best free content. So women, I understand, and Kemi and I discussed a lot today. Dr. Adiola, I'm sure Kemi told you, but I said, because we were talking and both of us decided that, well, maybe some women are broke. And I told Kemi, I was broke. I was broke at age 32. You may not believe it. You saw my post today that many doctors are broke. Many doctors don't have money. At 32 years old, I had maybe about 20 something $1,000 in American Express credit card for nonsense. I was broke at the time, but I knew that I wanted to start a business. My credit score was good though. Even though my Amex balance was high, I used to pay it off on time. My credit score was very good. So, but I was broke. I didn't have money. All of the salary I was getting was going on the kids and bills and everything. But I knew so much I had to start my business. So I went out and I got a $350,000 loan. I don't want to go into details. It was hell to get that loan. Everybody declined me. I did not give up until I found this small Indian-owned bank in Florida who gave me the loan at about 3 times the interest rate. I was terrified. I spoke to my dad. My dad said, get the loan. This is how business works. Get the loan, use it to grow your business. Within 5 years, 7 years, you'll pay it off. I listened to my dad. I worked hard to grow my business and I paid off every dime of that loan within, I think it was about the 6-year mark. And today, my practice has been making 7 figures for so many years. I have assets in 7 figures. I'm just telling you that, you're not the only one who is broke, but for you to be able to get to that level of fulfillment, you have to find a way to invest substantial money and to get coaching. I'm going to stop here. There's other things I will want to talk about later, right? Kemi and Dr. Adiola, right, when it comes to the degrees. But Dr. Adiola, please chip in and talk to women.
Thank you, Dr. Iyabo. I know when Dr. Iyabo starts, it could go on and on. It could go on and on for her. And it shows how experienced she is. I like it. It just shows that you're quite experienced in this, and we appreciate you for your knowledge. What I'm saying, guys, women, in terms of fulfillment, we're talking about fulfillment. I'm a mental health specialist, and I'm going to approach fulfillment from that perspective, from the mental health point of view. Honestly, if you don't feel fulfilled in life, your mental health is going to suffer. You're going to struggle with your mental health. Yes, it might appear as if you're doing well now. You're able to manage to pay the bills. You have kids that you're trying to care for. Everything is going on. You are quite busy because it appears that you're taking care of your children, you're taking care of your family, and yes, money is coming in from your work and you are paying the bills. You are busy, right? But the truth is, just give it another 5 to 10 years, honestly. Everything will just go down. I'm not cursing. Not that it's just the truth, because the kids will grow. The business you think you have right now will definitely you get less busy as time goes by, and you start to wonder what you have spent all the last 10 years. I'm talking about the next 10 years, the last 10 years of your life. What were you doing? That's what you'll be telling yourself. You'll be asking yourself questions. What have I done? Because the truth is that when we get so busy, there's something we call the autopilot mode. If you're stressed, if you're overwhelmed, you just find yourself going around in cycles. You wake up, then the whole day goes by, you go back to bed. You're on autopilot. You're not really having fulfillment in the things you do. You're just doing it for the sake of doing it. You just have to get all of these things done, but you are not paying attention to the things that would give you fulfillment. That is finding your own purpose, connecting to what you're passionate about, what you're called for, why you're here on earth. Because the truth is that family is fantastic, having children is fantastic, getting married and every other thing. But there's a reason why God created you on earth. There's a reason why you're here, and it's you being able to find out why you're here, what's your purpose, and elevate yourself in that area is what will bring you fulfillment. That's your purpose, that's your passion, that is what will bring fulfillment. And lack of fulfillment is one of the reasons why many women break down mentally, especially in the middle age. Once they hit that 50, they start to, I said it last week, emptiness syndrome. They start to feel like everybody is leaving. And that's why some women will be so clingy with their older children.
It's
They
even
will,
earlier, Dr. Adiola. I would probably
Wait,
say it's even more like 35 to 40,
you see,
honestly.
35 to 40. I mean, if you're lucky to have, have grown up kids, you just hold on to them and will be like, oh, you'll be disturbing them, be calling them, you'll be pestering them. Like when you're not busy, you're just there, you're wondering, what am I doing? It appears like you don't have nothing to live for, so to speak. You're just working. But if you have, just look at the likes of those women in gospel, or women like Oprah Winfrey, and all those busy women that have things they are doing. They don't have. There's no time. There's no time. Like they have plans for their lives, and they're just living their lives. They're living their best life because there's a plan. They have a purpose. They are fulfilling. But if you've invested so much time into doing things that are not for your own self, for your own elevation, for your own development, finding out your own purpose and fulfilling your purpose, there's no way you feel fulfilled. And that's one of the reasons why many people struggle mentally. So you wonder why someone that's never had mental illness before, you've never had depression before, you've never had schizophrenia before, because all of this mental illness usually would start earlier on in one's life. Then at middle age, around 30 or 40 or 50, somebody will just come down with depression, with psychosis. You're wondering why. These are the reasons. These are one of the reasons why people break down mentally. And I'm here to let you know that if you can start to create time for yourself, invest in yourself. I'm not saying neglect those important part of your life, because of course they are important. It's important for you to create time for your family, create time for your children. Yes, the bills, you need to pay them. But like Dr. Iyabo has said, the money will not come readily. Just as you struggle, I don't want to use the word struggle, but of course, sometimes we do struggle to pay up the
The
bills.
struggle
So just
is real.
yeah, the struggle is real. Just as you write, you make the list and you try to pay the bills. Oh, I need to pay this, I need to pay that. Just try and £100, £200, just put that in your own personal investment. Like every month I have to do something for myself. For instance, the conference, it's just $149. And you can decide to say, oh, every month I'm spending this amount on my personal development. That's how to start. If you're wondering how to start, I think that's a good way to start. Just a portion of your salary or whatever income that comes to you, dedicate it into your own personal development. So look out for coaches, people that can help you, rather than wait till when you have one big amount of money, which will never come. It will never come if you don't invest and do things that would make the money come. That's just it.
Yes.
So if we continue in this rat race of paying bills, making money, doing extra shifts, for instance, if you're doctors, if you're professional, healthcare professionals, honestly, the struggle is real. I don't know if you've seen my post recently. The struggle is real. It's a cycle. It's an unending cycle. Dr. Iyabo has experienced it before, and I know she told me about this. She's experienced it before. It is real for all physicians, for all healthcare professionals. It's just like a cycle, except you break free from that cycle and you move out into your own purpose. Move out into entrepreneurship if that's what you want to do. Whatever it is, find your purpose. And when you start fulfilling it, then value. When you add value to people's life, honestly, money comes. Money flows where values go, where there's value. So if you can give value, and how do you give value? It's about what you're passionate about, your own purpose. So when you are valuable towards others, then the money will come for you. That's how it works. Not by salaries, not by not by profession. I was just saying that profession is not what gives that fulfillment. It is your purpose. It is your purpose. And have you ever thought or sat down to think of it? Am I fulfilling my purpose? Am I actually walking to? You might not even have gotten there, because nobody gets there in one day. But you making effort towards things that would help you get there. Like, for instance, the conference. Are you making effort towards it? Are you investing in yourself? Are you doing things that would help you elevate? This is my submission. I just want us to
I
think
hope
about
women
it. Honestly.
are listening. Thank you, Dr. Adiola. That was wonderful. I hope women are listening. But what I do want to say is, Dr. Adiola, you know that most women struggle with knowing what their purpose is. That is the big question, right? Some people are in their 50s, they don't know what their purpose is. Some will still argue with you from today till whenever that their purpose is being a mother and being a wife. Those are very important roles. But what about women who don't want, there's some women who don't want to get married and who don't want kids. So does it mean they won't have a purpose? So women, let's put some, like Oprah said, let's put some common sense into the way we think, right? Because you cannot say, that having kids and being a wife is your purpose. Your purpose, simply put, is using the God-given gifts that God gave you from the day you were born. He said, take these gifts, go forth into the world and use it to change lives. And in that process, you use it to change your life as well. God did not say, if you don't have a husband or you don't have kids, you can't fulfill purpose. He didn't say that if you don't have 10 degrees, you won't fulfill purpose. So that is the problem, right? So myself, Dr. Adiola, and Kemi are here. We put this conference together, like you said, we put it together with intention because many women actually don't know what their purpose is. They're just doing things because they were asked to do it, or some friend told them that, you know what, if you get two more PhDs, you'll be able to. Let me give you a funny example. This just came to mind. I have so many examples from women. Think about how women don't think about the advice they get before making decisions. So this lady came to me. She'd had an MBA, I believe, and somebody told her that she should get a PhD so that she could have increased salary in her job. The PhD, I don't remember, was going to cost her, or maybe it was the other way around. Maybe she'd had a PhD, she wanted to get an MBA because her friend told her that MBA would help her increase her salary at work. That MBA was going to cost her, I don't know, maybe like 20 something to 30 something thousand. But how much was her salary going to go up by? By like 5 or 10,000. And I said, you know me, I'm very blunt. I told her on the coaching call, I said, how does that make sense to you? Have you run the numbers? I said, have you run those numbers? You're going to pay for an MBA that is going to cost you 25,000 and it's going to take you months to finish because you're working now, but your salary is only going to go up by 10,000. How don't you feel like you're getting that MBA just for vanity? But she had already paid for it. She was already doing it. I said, go ahead and do it. I said, but it's not going to change your life in any way. It's just another certificate. So I don't want to keep going. I'll stop here. But you guys understand what I'm trying to, and we can use this to kind of transition into the other thing we want to discuss about self-learning and self-education, which comes with coaching and self-development. Because one habit that Black women have all over the world is this very, very problematic habit and mindset that they have to get so many degrees, in order to be valued. I really, in my lifetime, God give me 60 more years. I want to debunk that myth with Black women because it doesn't occur in white women. I don't know about Indians or Hispanics, but it doesn't occur in white women like that. Black women feel the need to validate themselves with degree after degree after degree. And they're still broke, they're still poor, many are still overweight and obese, and they're getting, even just today, since I posted that link, there's been women who've come to, be commenting that, oh yeah, they're getting a degree in healthcare administration. I said, why do you need a degree in healthcare administration? I said, most of the people who are in healthcare administration, who are earning millions, who are at the top there, they did not go to school to get healthcare administration. They self-learned it.
And you can.
Over to you, ladies.
You can. I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions that we have as I would say it's taught, isn't it? So education is fantastic, but it's a means to an end. It works to support the labor force. right? So of course, people want people who can work for them and make them money. So if I want people to work for me, get all the theoretical knowledge, and I can direct them as to what to do, I tell them to go to school and get MBAs and come back and work for me. The majority of CEOs and business owners, they don't necessarily have all these degrees, but yet they know. Skills are skills. I'll tell you a funny story. I had someone stay over at mine when I was in university, long time ago. And her mother-in-law, she came to have a baby, and her mother-in-law came to stay with her as well. So I took her mother-in-law out. She wanted to go to the shops. She wasn't home. My friend wasn't home. So I took her to the shops. And we walked. This is her first time in England. She's never been to England. She's an old, uneducated, doesn't even speak English at all. Took her to the shops. It was a bit of a walk, but it had to be a walk because I wanted to show her how to get there on her own and to get to the station and things like that. So I walked with her about 15, 17 minutes walk. And when we arrived at where we were going, I asked her, Mama, do you know the way to get here? She said, yes. I was very surprised. She said, yes. I said, how do you know? I've only shown you once. Let me take you back and show you again. She said, no, I know the way. When you come out, you do it right, or you do it left, or you do it. She's in her 70s, never been to England, not educated, doesn't know the names of these roads, but she gave me a clear path to get back home and to come back again. I said, okay, we're going to test it out. You lead the way back home. She led the way all the way back home. And when we arrived, she said, I told you. She said it in Yoruba, but I can't say that here because nobody, probably some people won't understand. She said, we didn't go to school, but we have wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that statement stayed with me for a very, very long time. Now, Mama, I sat with her. She stayed with us for about 3 to 4 months, and throughout that time, I sat with her and asked questions. I would sit at her feet and we'll have conversations. And she told me all about her lace business that she runs in Lagos, how she works with merchants in Italy and Switzerland and this and this. And she sat there in one corner running an international business from Nigeria without the internet, without websites, without none of that stuff. How did she learn it? The stuff that she knows are taught in Harvard. They're taught to MBA students.
Say that 3 more times. Let it sink in.
That Mama, who did not go to high school, she didn't go to high school. She didn't finish in primary school. The things that she knows are taught in how she can teach students about business from her 35, 40-year stint running businesses. Not just one. She ran a lace. She was selling fabrics in Lagos, and then she sold plates that used to come from China. These women, they don't travel. They don't need to travel. They know how they do it. I have no idea, but they're skilled at business. Business is a skill. You can learn it in school, and you can learn it outside of school. There are people who are born with an innate ability to run business. My daughter, my 12-year-old daughter, has always been very interested. She's all of 12 years old, but she will give you a blow-by-blow. I encourage it as much as possible. A blow-by-blow description of how she's going to make money, what business she's going to do, how she's going to go about doing it. I mean, it's not 100% accurate.
You're her model, though. It's because she's watching you.
She's watching as well.
It's because she's watching you. How I watched my mother. Yeah, she's watching you.
Yeah. It's not 100% accurate, but you see the fledglings of that, understanding in what she says. And you know that it will be a waste of time for me to say, oh, someone like you has to go and study medicine and study this and study. It will be a complete waste of time because I know she will not be happy doing that. And that's where true fulfillment comes from. A lot of people have listened to advice. Oh, you're supposed to, this is what you're meant to do. And so they do it. Or this is what pays. And so they do it. But then they get into it and realize this thing is not really paying as they said it is. And I'm not happy. Much more than money is the fact that you're not happy in that job that you're doing, in that career that you're pursuing. You're not genuinely happy. You don't have fulfillment, and you need to have fulfillment. You need to have happiness. I always say to God, when I pray about my own, I say to God, well, I want to be, I told Dr. Iyabo this earlier as well. I want true freedom, right? And I want true fulfillment. Freedom in the sense that I'm not tied to something. I'm not tied to a location. I'm not tied to, have to be at a particular place. I could run what I want to run from anywhere. I used to have a cousin who used to say that to me. When I turned 23, he looked at me when he was an older cousin. He said, you're 23 now, and I want you to sit down and ask yourself what's inside of you that if I took you today and I dropped you in India and you don't know anybody, you will be able to survive.
Powerful.
And I tell you for free that has kept me in through so many situations, so many circumstances. I don't care where you put me. It might be a rough 3 months, but I will find my way. Why? Because what is in me, nobody can take it away. Nobody can take what's inside, what that God-given seed that was sown into me as a child when I was born. No one can take it away. It might be a little bit tough for me to find a little bit, but once I know, first of all, I know that I will be fine. And then the next thing will be, what do I need to do? What can I do? Because there's the self-belief, but there's also the seed inside of me that anywhere I go, I will find a way to make it work. And when my cousin told me that thing, it stayed with me, and it stayed with me for the rest of my life. What is it that you have inside of you that if I picked you up today and dropped you in Saudi Arabia, where you don't even understand, you don't even speak, they don't speak the language that you understand, nothing, you will find a way to survive. I came to England not knowing anybody. I didn't know anybody. When I arrived in this country, I didn't know who was going to pick me up at the airport. It was that bad. It was at the airport in Nigeria that I called one of my aunts in Dublin, and she made arrangements for someone to pick me up. I was coming to England and I did not care what was in it. All I knew was that just get me there and I know I'll be fine. I know I will find a way. I know there would always be a way. And there is always a way. It doesn't have to be tied to one thing because it's already in you. You just need to find a way to bring out those gifts, bring out those talents, and begin to use them positively. And I like what you said earlier, Dr. Iyabo, about it being a 5-10 year journey. So if it's going to be a 5-10 year journey, how about you start now? Some people are on this live, they are 30, some are 35, some are 32, some are 42, some are 43. It doesn't matter when you start. So at 10 years, you're going to pay those dues. You might as well start it now. Find a way to quicken the process and then begin to sow seeds into, ask yourself, what is the next 10 years of my life going to be like? What is it going to look like? In 10 years, where am I going to be? In 5 years, where am I going to be? And then ask yourself if you're taking steps in that direction to be able to get to that age and have those things that you believe or you think or you want to have. 5 to 10 year plan, but it starts now. It could have started 5 years ago. It could have started 2 years ago. It could have started last week. It could have started a week before. But don't let it start in 2 years' time or in 1 year's time or in 10 months' time. Start it now. Put in those effort, put in the seed, sow the time and the resources into the value that you know you need to be able to build your life. I speak to older single moms. I speak to them in my DMs. People almost always assume that my following is more about younger single moms. So I have a few older single moms, and they talk a lot about regret. And Dr. Dela was talking about mental health declining at those ages. And one of the main reasons is regret.
Yes.
It's plain, and our minds are so powerful. You're better off not hearing it. If
Regret
I tell you,
and resentment.
resentment.
Then they start to blame people. It was my mother, it was my husband, it was this,
fault. These things that I'm saying now, you're better off not hearing them, right? Because the moment you hear them and you don't act on them, guess what? Your mind will play back for you at the time when the results are meant to be coming out. it will start to play it back like how do I even explain it? Like a movie or like a tape. Oh, there was a time and Dr. Iyabo and Kemi and Adela were saying this, and they did tell us then, if I had done it then, who knows where I would be. Oh, look at the other people who did it then. Look at where they are now. Look at even Dr. Adela now. Look at Kemi now. In 5, 10 years, where I am today, where she is today is not where she's going to be. Where Dr. Iyabo, because the seeds of consistency are being sown. So you don't want to go back and regret. And then, get to that point where you're like, okay, and that energy, I have to say this before I get off and let Dr. Iyabo or Dr. Adela talk.
I read a book listening to both of you.
So one of my favorite business books is a book written by a man, and that's another fabulous resource. I know that, we talk about coaching is fantastic, reading is fantastic. You can learn a lot from reading.
You don't want to know how many books I've read in my life.
I am a very big reader. Yeah, I'm a very big reader. I read people. I always joke that I read people and I read books. Right? I can take my time and study people, study their games, study their business styles, study a lot of things. And one of the business books that I read was by a man in Nigeria who bought a bank, and he talked about, the book is titled Leaving the Tarmac, right? And that title came from the fact that when he was in high school, he said he was in boarding school, so they would fly to school. And on one occasion, he found himself at the airport. He came late to the airport, and he found himself literally watching the plane that was supposed to take him to his destination, taking off with everybody else that was going to the school, to his high school. And he said the feeling that he had standing on that tarmac, knowing that he had missed out on his flight, everybody had left without him, is a feeling that he never wants to have again. Now, some of us, this plane of fulfillment is taking off as we're speaking, right? It's boarding. Okay, we're calling, we're doing all the calls. We're saying to you, come on board, come join us. This is going to be a fabulous ride. Okay, come on this plane. The plane is boarding. We're making the calls. Dr. Iyabo is probably the pilot. Adeola and I are the co-pilots. We're doing all this calls. Come on, tell them 10 more minutes to go. Well, right now we have 3 weeks more to go to this plane taking off. It'll be another 2 weeks, 1 week, and then the plane will take off. There's one of two things that you're going to have to do. Join the plane or be left on the tarmac. Now, I tell you for free, you will not like the feeling of being left on the tarmac. Just like that man said, in that book, he said he all through his life, he held on to that thing, telling himself, I will never find myself, when everybody else is doing what they need to do, I will not find myself standing, being left behind, not taking up the chances and the opportunities that arise. It's not often that you find someone like you, Dr. Iyabo, wanting to teach younger women. Most women are very, very protective of secrets and truths about things like this, especially financial truths. Very rarely. And I think people take it for granted when they see that, because they're looking at it like, what's the catch? There must be a catch. There has to be something. What exactly is it why? Because it's not common. Women, especially Black women, don't share nothing.
Nobody else can make money, only me.
No,
so that I want to be the guy. I want to shine. I want to let them be wondering.
Yeah. They share nothing. They keep it all to themselves. They want you to be there while they're here. But you have people who are invested, who really are passionate about setting you free. And you see that freedom, it's important in so many ways. It's important for you as a person to gain fulfillment, for you as a mother, as a friend, as a daughter, in every ramification. Lives are even dependent on you achieving your fulfillment. I'll end it there. Then maybe I'll say something later.
Kemi, that was so many thoughts, so many thoughts.
Yeah.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. Dr. Adiola, powerful. There's one comment I want to respond to here. Then Dr. Adiola, please continue. It's by Ellie Anna Max. She said, "What do the CEOs have these black women don't? Why?" Okay, she's trying to talk about because we talked about black CEOs and.
Yeah.
So what do the CEOs have these black women don't? Whiteness, being male, and connections. Okay. One thing that I detest most, that I detest most in my life, finger pointing and excuses. I don't like it. Pity parties. I don't like it. I don't like pity parties, excuses, holding on to things like that have blocked many black people, not just black women, but even black men. We understand there's racism in the world, there's prejudice in the world, there's oppression in the world. But if you wear it as your badge of honor, you have accepted it. Okay, did you hear me? The person that typed that? I teach my daughters this all the time. There's racism. If one person has experienced racism, it is me. Has it affected me? No. I will talk about it, but it doesn't affect me. Why? Because I'm a child of God. I'm a child of God. If I don't accept your racism, it doesn't affect me. If I don't accept your prejudice, it doesn't affect me. I'll find a way to make it just like you. So black women, again, I'm not talking to black men here, I'm talking to black women. Please, if there's one thing I can ask you for, is to please stop the pity parties and stop saying it's because they're white. Yes, we understand that white men have privileges, but wearing it as a badge of honor, how is that going to help you in your life? It's going to block you. That is a mindset that is sure to block you. Okay, when I came to America, many people told me about oh no, they won't come to you. It's because so I set up my practice in an area where there were refugees and there were people of low income. I'm like, okay, I've heard your advice, but I'm still going to set this practice up. No matter how much you guys tell me not to start a practice, I'm starting it. I will go and start it in a low income area. I will help those people there. And my practice is still in the same location for 20 years. I see a lot of refugees. I see lower income, people of color, and I have made my millions from that. So women, please, yes, we understand that there will always be racism. Come back to the world in 500 years, there will still be racism. But if you keep on using it as an excuse, you will stay down there. Dr. Adiola, please.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Iyabo, thank you for that. I could feel your energy from there and how passionate you are about
Because
that.
many black women, before you say A or B, they're quick to say, oh, they have privileges. White men have privileges.
Yeah,
Okay, then, do you want to turn yourself into a white man?
that's not possible. It's not possible. So I think women, we need to just work on our mindsets. I mean, we need to start working on our mindsets, start making changes to some of the beliefs that we've had over the years, the things they've told us, the misconceptions, how we were raised, things that we learned, we've picked. For instance, Dr. Iyabo would always say we mirror things. What have they mirrored to us? Our parents, what did they actually mirror to us? What did that uncle, aunt, cousins, what did they mirror to us? So you may not know that these are the things you are exhibiting right now. It is definitely. So it takes a lot of self-awareness, self-reflection, self-introspection for you to start to work on your mindset and think of how you act or why you act the way you do, how you process information. For instance, the person that dropped that message, you must have thought that being a black woman gave you some you don't have privileges because you're a black woman, but that's not true. As a child of God, we are equal in the face of God. God has said, dominate, be fruitful, multiply. whether you are white, black, red, brown, wherever you are, whoever you are amazing. You are meant to dominate, and the earth is the Lord. So God is not saying you have to dominate only in Africa. God says the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. So wherever you are to dominate. So let's just start to think about why we say some things or we reason in a particular way. And it might just be because we've picked some ideas and some beliefs from our past. We then start to unlearn these beliefs and relearn the new ones, just so that we know things that would be of advantage to us. One of the reasons why you need to be at the conference, at the coaching event that is happening in the next 3 weeks, so that you can start learning how to let go of this beliefs, the negative beliefs that is affecting your mindset. Because I believe that the mindset is powerful. As Rubik's Feet for Life has said, mindset is key. Honestly, I always tell people you can never rise above the level of your mindset. That there is no way you can rise above the level of your mindset. If you think that you are less privileged, then you will always be less privileged.
Powerful. Dr. Adiola, powerful. Please
How will
say
you?
that again.
Thank you.
Say it
If you
again so I can
think
write it down.
if you think that you are less privileged for any reason, for any character, maybe because you're a female, because you are black, for whatever reason, you're from a poor family, you're from a low socioeconomic background, if you think you are less privileged, you will always be less privileged because you can never rise above the level of your mindset. So you have to ensure that your mindset is in alignment with God, what God has said about you, for you to, achieve what you are meant to achieve in life. You have to ensure, because God has said it, that we should be fruitful and multiply. He did not limit it to anybody. As long as you're on this earth, you're meant to dominate and rule and live your life. And how do you do that? It's by using the gift that God has given to you, not about your profession, not about what they have asked you to do. Because some of us came into some profession because of what they asked us to do. You have to start reflecting and discovering your own self, using the gifts, the talent that God has given to you, and use them to, impact lives. That's how value comes, and that's how money comes to you. Simple. Mindset is key. Mindset is powerful. We need to start working on our mindset and ensuring that we make changes to how we think. If you have a fixed mindset, there's no way you'll be successful. Like it will never happen. Sorry, Lila is like never.
When Yoruba enters the conversation,
the matter is going to another level.
when Yoruba enters the conversation,
This matter is going next level. And if I'm to say anything, Dr. Adiola has spoken so well. Can you give me just a second? Okay.
I want to acknowledge a couple people that joined. Hello, Fit Christina. I have to acknowledge my people. Everybody here is important to me, but sometimes there are some of my regulars that join. Hello, Fit Christina. Hello, Dr. Folake. How are you doing? Folake Taylor, MD. Good to see you here. Hello, everybody who's on this live. We appreciate you. We're glad that you're here, and we hope you're learning. And you can see what I've pinned on here. It is 3 weeks to the conference, okay? Just take a screenshot of it so that after this live, or if you want to leave this live to go and sign up for the conference, you can. It's $149. Like, I don't remember if it was Kemi or Dr. Adiola that said that, whether it's 20 women or 50 women or 500 women, the conference is going to take place and we're going to change lives that day. So you don't want to miss out on it. Yeah, go ahead, ladies.
I was going to say to the person, I was going to say that to the person who said that I believe very strongly that you asked that question because you have had some experience, obviously, of racism, and it has blocked your progress in probably certain areas. And what I would say to that is that a lot of times we see problems as problems when we should see problems as opportunities. Where you get constant resistance, a lot of times is because you're being redirected to something else, but you're not willing to just probably accept that that's what it is. And I know that a lot of times it's our ego that gets in the way of that says, no, I have to, it has to be this place, and constantly you get that resistance, that pushback from that thing. When you get that pushback, it's time for you to reflect and look at what the opportunities are in the other direction. Because for every one door that is shut against you, there are 60 other doors that are open. But do you see those doors? Do you see those opportunities for what they are? Do you see those problems that keep coming up? If someone told me I can't go in through this door in my house, I'll find a way. It might be a bit of a longer way, but I'll find a way to get to my destination using another door. Because there will be other doors, okay? And for people like us who live, in countries where, yes, there are elements of racism everywhere. There are, you will encounter it. My kids are young, they encounter it. I see it in the way they deal with them. And I smile to myself because I'm like, you can't stop us. You cannot stop us. We're not going to stop because of that. The beauty, let me say this before I get off. The beauty of that thing, of the success that you're seeking in that particular area, is your ability to get it despite the odds. You think that it should come easy, or that it should be the way everybody else is. The fact that you surmount all those obstacles and you get there, that's the real beauty. That's what makes it special. That's what makes it great. So don't let things like that, force you into that point where you think in your mind, oh, I'm never going to get there because this and this and this, because I don't have always, that's what they have that I don't have. You have everything you need inside of you already. You just need to believe it and use it, and not let all those obstacles hold you back, and see them as opportunities. And I tell you for free that they are opportunities. You just need to understand and see them and accept them for what they are. So please don't, like Dr. Adela said, don't relax and, get into that mindset of thinking, oh, somebody can do it better because they have something that I don't.
Right.
Guess what? They have, the people that you're talking about had great grandparents who are doing what you are doing right now, who face the same obstacles that you're facing right now, and then did things that paved the way for their kids to be able to benefit. You're just the generation that's maybe number 2. Well, while they are working with 7th, 10th, 15th generation. So of course there will be a massive difference in how you operate. If you think that people discriminate against you because of race, people experience different kinds of discrimination. Back home in Nigeria, we experience tribal discrimination, ethnic discrimination. There's rich against poor.
It's serious, so
It's
Yoruba and Igbo.
everywhere. It's everywhere. The rich people treat poor people differently. Yes.
Or religious.
Or religious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people will say, oh, if you don't know people, you can't get. Do you understand? I want you, that book that I talk about, you should go and find it and read it. It's such a fabulous book. They also talked about how people will tell them, you have to, you can't do it if you don't know people. And guess what? The fact that people hear that stops them in their tracks. How about you push ahead despite what they said? Because you'll be surprised that you go there and there's nothing holding you back. The only thing is the thoughts that you have in your head, and the fact that you're not making the move in the direction. Go there first. Knock on those doors first. I bet you they will open it to you.
Some people have too many friends. That's their problem.
They listen to too
I'm
many
telling
people.
you, some people, some women, their problem is their friends. I'm telling you, some of you need to reduce the number of friends you have, because whisper. Let me tell you something, women. Let me tell you, I'm an optimist in life, but the majority of those women speaking into your ears, they don't even want the best for you.
At all.
They don't want the best for you. They will smile at you. They will dance with you at the party. They will text you every day. They will act like they want the best for you. They don't want the best for you. They will give you advice that is going to keep you down there because they don't want you to rise above them. Some of you have too many friends, and you have forgotten that your best friend is God. Okay, let me just I'm telling you, some of you have so many friends that you listen to their voices so much and you can no longer hear the voice of God. I'm telling you, some of you have too many friends. I'm going to repeat it. You have so many friends that are constantly buzzing in your ears. Aside from all of the scrolling you do on social media and all the people you follow and all the voices, you know, if you're listening to so many human voices, you will not hear the voice of God. I have trained myself to hear God's voice so much because I have blocked a lot of friends out of my life. A lot. And if they're watching this live, well, maybe they can't even watch it because I've blocked them. I have blocked many from my life because I need to focus on hearing God's voice. And I'm telling you, God talks to me a lot, a lot. The majority of the content I create is God's voice, even though the one I created last night was from inspiration of somebody who's on here. But yeah, that's TMI. But I hear God's voice a lot. Some of you, I'm going to repeat, you have too many voices in your ears. You cannot hear God's voice. God actually is telling you what to do. He's telling you to leave that marriage. He's telling you how to talk to your husband in a softer way. He's telling you how to be more feminine. He's telling you about that business idea you need to do. He's telling you about the coach you need to get. He's telling you not to travel in a week because it's not a good idea. He's telling you that your blood pressure is going up and you need to slow down. He's telling you, but you cannot hear him because you have all these friends. You're going to too many parties. You're texting too many friends. You're scrolling on social media. You don't give your spirit time to rest so you can hear God's voice. I'm telling you, when I learned that God could speak to me, I never went back to that hush, go life anymore because I want to be able to hear God. Sometimes when I'm alone at home with just Luna, I actually love it because I know God is going to speak with me. You know, this is why I'm addicted to going on walks. When I go on walks, sometimes I get overwhelmed with God talking to me and I have to start typing on my phone. Some of you need to cut a lot of friends out of your life.
I agree with you, Dr. Iyabo. You see, I gave you thumbs up. I've been walking for the past 30-something days now. And trust me, it's been amazing. These are periods where you're alone, you everything, all the noises,
In
you're not
nature,
amidst of
outside.
you're just out there in nature by yourself. You may meet a lot, a few people, but then you're by yourself and you're able to connect to God and you're able to hear God speak. I get a lot of ideas when I'm on my walk, when I'm walking in nature. I get a lot of ideas. I mean, I look forward to walking. I look forward to it. Like, it's just like one of my best moments now. I don't want to miss it. You know,
spiritual, you get spiritual nourishment and you get physical
and
nourishment
mental.
and you get mental nourishment.
Honestly, it's the best thing that could ever
I
happen to
always joke
anyone.
about my walks are
Life,
prayer walks. I
oh
always
my
say
God,
that.
you pray,
Yeah,
you
my prayer
walk,
walk.
you be physically fit, and also you're mentally, mentally strengthened as well when you go on walk. So it's one of the best things. And I know that some women here would say they are busy, they don't have time to do some of this. These are things that we're going to be discussing during the conference.
That's why they're busy. That, you know, it's a vicious cycle. Sorry to cut you off, Dr.
Yeah,
Diola. My apologies, but it is a vicious cycle. The reason you're busy and burnt out is because you have not learned how to listen to God's voice, who is telling you that that degree you're going to get is a waste of time. Let me just plug it in now. Black women, listen to me. I'm going to put, aside from Instagram, I'm going to put this video on my YouTube. So if you're watching this, Black women, I'm talking to all of you 18 years old to 102 years old. Do not, listen to me, do not sign up for that extra degree. If you already have a bachelor's degree, I don't care what it is, whether it's English literature or whether it's zoology or biology. If you already have a bachelor's degree, it is enough. Did you see how I got close here? It is enough. You don't need any more degrees. Everything else you want to learn about your purpose, about fulfillment, about financial freedom, location freedom, time freedom is already within you. You just need to self-learn and self-educate and get coaches like the three of us who can teach you practical, proven strategies. Okay, you don't need to go and sit down and get another degree. You don't need that MBA, you don't need that PhD, you don't need that MFSM or BSS or I can't even pronounce all of. You don't need any of them. You don't. Get books, get coaching, get practical, proven strategies. Sign up for this 2-day, 8-hour coaching conference. Don't get that MBA, don't get that PhD. I'm telling you, there are many Black women who are depressed, they're sad, they're frustrated, they're not happy, they're suicidal, they're burnt out, they're obese, they're overweight, they're dealing with chronic medical problems, and they have MBA, PhD, they're doctors. Some of them were nurses first, then they went to medical school. Then after medical school, they got health administration certificates. Then after that, somebody said, MBA, you don't have that. Come on, go and get it. Somebody said, what? Are you serious? You're a doctor, you're a nurse, you have health administration, you have MBA, you don't have a PhD. Come on, go to school and get the PhD. Then your salary will go up. Women, stop. It's become a disease. No, this is very serious. I don't, sometimes when I talk, people laugh because I talk in a way that makes people laugh, but this is very serious. It has become a disease. There's so many women that I've coached who I'm like, another degree, what for? And your salary has not gone past $100,000. And you're earning $85,000 with all these degrees. Why? Who told you? But you cannot afford $1,000 for coaching. You come for coaching and you learn. Both Kemi and Dr. Adiola, they've received my coaching in one way or the other. And there are things like Dr. Kemi, I think you started the live with this. You said that some of the things you've learned, I don't mean from me, but some of the things you've learned in your life that took you 7 years to learn, you can teach it in 1 hour.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of coaching. You know, so for me, who have been in business for 20 years, I'll tell you, number 1, do this, number 2, do that, number 3, number 4, you know, so that's what you need. You don't need to go and sit down for another 2 years. Enough with the degrees. I don't want to hear it. The degrees have now become a disease in Black women. Degrees have become disease in Black women. Look, I want you to do a study, every Black woman that is watching this, and look for Black female millionaires and CEOs in the whole world and try to go and maybe interview them or do some research and find out how many degrees they have. Most of them just have a bachelor's. Maybe a few will have bachelor's and MBA. They don't have 10 degrees.
Dr. Iyabo has broken the table
And
finally.
I think it's so powerful what you said.
It is.
And I think the issue lies in also in our lack of willingness to delegate. And I say that because when you have if someone tells, okay, so you do a degree and then you think, oh, I need to add one more thing to it so that I can work in that field, or I can, move into that field where they make money. And then if you do that one, you think, oh, I need to add this one so that I can move into that field. The problem is that I see that problem as well in business, because a lot of women go into business and they want to do everything, wear every single
that
hat.
one is for next week.
It's
That
for next
topic
week.
is for next week.
We'll talk about that
Kemi.
next week.
One-man business. One-man business. That topic.
That one is another conversation for another
That one
day.
is, you want to open an
No, I will not.
encyclopedia?
I will not open that one today. But what I wanted to say, I was referencing it because I wanted to bring that point out in connection with what you're saying about those degrees. The lack of willingness to delegate. When you are in a field, you're better off doing so great or doing really well in mastering what you know, what you're already good at. than trying to dabble into different fields and, trying to use that to better yourself. The people that are working in those fields, that are doing very good or very well in those fields, you can always hire them onto your business. You can always get them, delegate the work to them, get them to bring the expertise in when you need it in your field, in your chosen field, and use that to benefit yourself as well as other people. I said at the beginning that many CEOs, they start off with nothing. They hire people who are graduates, who are masters, and we need someone who's a fantastic business analyst. We'll find a business analyst. We'll find someone who will looking for strategists. We find someone who is a strategist. We allow everyone to bloom in their respective fields and to contribute to getting the positive results that we're after. So going after every single degree in the hopes that somehow you magically put everything together, it's not going to really benefit you. You can always get those things in a better way. Get
And
those
degrees worsen imposter syndrome. The more degrees you get, the worse your imposter syndrome gets, because you'll never be good enough.
I was
It's kind of like
gonna say it, Dr. Iyabo. Sorry to
it's like
interrupt you.
plastic surgery.
Yeah.
It's like plastic surgery. You do your nose, you do your lips, and then one day you look in the mirror and say, these cheekbones are not high enough. It's never enough. So the thing about women is they get into this cycle, and the more degrees they get, the less confidence they are, the more insecure they are, and they get into this cycle, and it just never stops.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say, that most of the times people get degree as a way of validating themselves. So that's just it. Well, we need to go to school, of course. First degree, fine, maybe master's. But then when it goes on to more degrees in different fields, then it has become something else. You might need to just
disease.
check on yourself.
It has become
to see if you've got low self-esteem, low self-worth. These are the issues. I mean, why do you need the degree? Some people will say, okay, I'll get this, I'll go to Harvard, I'll go to this, and then they keep on showing the state. But that wouldn't equate to anything. It would
what's
not.
funny?
I mean, it doesn't mean anything if you are not coming out to fulfill your purpose. If you are not coming out to do things, you will just continue to waste time getting those degrees and reading books and trying to get a lot of degrees. It is just to validate. So once you feel good about yourself, and then you start thinking of what's the next step, what's the next university, what's the next, and then you continue to get all of that. So that's what Dr. Iyabo is saying. It's now time for you to do something different. You've gotten enough degrees. Try something.
Some women have 3 PhDs. You know, I've coached women that have 3 PhDs. And you guys are laughing.
Why?
You guys are laughing. So there are at least 2 women I've coached who they already have the masters, and then they have 2 PhDs or 3 PhDs. And if you see these women, again, I'm not trying to talk them down, but they are still struggling mentally. They still, they're still looking for the way forward. They still don't have clarity in what to do. So, if you don't go to one day of school like my mother didn't, my beautiful, elegant, sweet, successful mother, my mother, she did not have the opportunity to go to one day of school. No primary school, no secondary school, nothing. And my mom would walk into a party and the party would stop, because she would walk with elegance and confidence, high self-esteem. She had businesses that were thriving. If you're God's child, I'm not saying don't go to school, or go to school and get at least 1 bachelor's. But if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't understand your God-given self-worth, if you don't build up on your self-esteem, which is going to be the nucleus of what we're teaching at this conference. The nucleus of what we're teaching at this 2-day conference is going to be self-esteem and fulfillment, and how it branches off into every facet of your life, into your money life, your dating and marriage life, your purpose life, your health and wellness life. If you don't build on self first, self-esteem, self-worth, self-learning, self-education, self-compassion, which I got that phrase from Dr. Adiola. I had never heard self-compassion. I got it from your posts, and I love that. As we're building on self, we also have to have grace for ourselves. We have to have self-compassion. Remember the post I posted, I think yesterday, and I said, what you're doing is nobody's business. It's only your business and God's business. What people think of you, if they think you're a tree or they think you're a stone or whatever, it doesn't concern you. Don't get into a fight with anybody. If somebody calls you names, don't fight them. Oh, don't fight them. Just block them, move on. There's no need to fight them. What they think of you is none of your business. What you think of yourself and what God thinks of you is what matters. And that's where self-compassion comes in. You guys don't give yourselves grace. You know, there's too much comparisonitis out there. I want to be like that woman. It's a different thing if you're admiring women. There's many women I admire. I admire the two wonderful ladies here. I admire women like Oprah. I admire Michelle Obama. I admire Mo Abudu. There's a few women that I admire out there. I don't look at them with envy or compare myself to them. I just look at them with admiration. And I'm like, oh God, I want to get to the level they're at, and I'm working towards it. You know, I don't know them personally. Maybe one day I will meet them. But, you know, comparisonitis, like I call it, which is not a word, I hope it will become a word one day, has led many women astray. God gave us all different gifts, so there's no way that you can be the same as somebody else. And I want to say this, and then Dr. Adiola, I want you to answer a question that was asked by Aisha, and then we'll round up. But you also have to remember, women, I know that all of you have wonderful dreams. If the three of us were to interview each of you that are on this live and are going to watch the replay, you will have a list of the things your deepest heart wants, right? You want that wonderful husband, that home, that wonderful kids doing well. You want to be able to travel. You want to make God proud. You want to lose weight and feel healthier. You want that high blood pressure to go down. You want that diabetes to go down. You want your skin to start to flourish. You want to have peace. You want to be able to sleep. There's so many things you want and you need and you desire. And I want to break this news to you. Okay? Are you guys listening? All of those dreams that you have, yes, God will help you achieve them, but you cannot, mark my words, and you can come back in 10 years and tell me that I was right. You cannot achieve them on your own without help. Okay? You can read all the books you want. The three of us are readers. We read books. I've read books, all of those, but I had to, in my 30s, I had to hire help, coaches and consultants to hold my hand one-on-one. I went to conferences, virtual, in person. I'm telling you, my daughters will tell you how much I was so focused on self-improvement. It was some race I was on. I knew I had to invest in myself, aside from learning from my parents, because I knew I couldn't achieve it on my own. So you can have all those dreams and everything. You're sitting in your living room, you're at home, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm listening to this. You cannot achieve them on your own. And I want Kemi and Dr. Adiola to confirm this. You cannot. We are not just saying this because we want your money. We don't need your money. The three of us already have great professions and lovely businesses. Dr. Adiola she's a successful psychiatrist. She's a mental fitness coach. She makes a lot of money. Kemi has made tons of money from her culinary business. She has cooked for many high-level people. She has taught many high-level people. I won't talk about myself. You already know. We don't need your money. We're doing this because we want to help you.
Yeah.
But no matter what your dreams are, if you don't decide today that you're going to find coaches, conferences, that people that you admire, that you trust, like the three of us, that can hold your hand and help you, see you in 10 years and you'll still be in the same spot.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dr. Iyabo. I mean, you can't do it on your own. I mean, there's no way. God has even said it. One will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000, says the word of God. God also said it's not good for a man to be alone. I'm just trying to say that Two are better than one. Two are always, it may not, it's not only in marriage or in relationship, it's also in gaining knowledge, gaining experiences, you can't do all day alone. You can't do life alone. You have to get help. You have to look for those people that have gone ahead of you, that have the experience. And it's okay to have different kinds of friends. You don't have to have everybody. I mean, one friend that has all you have a friend that can give you advice on business, another friend that would help you with relationship, another. I mean, that's how to do life. You have to be intentional. Gone are the days. You're no longer a child. You're no longer a teenager that would just be in any kind of relation. You have to be intentional about the kind of people that you relate with, because whatever is in your inner circle would determine where you will be rather in the next 5 years. Just look around you. Who are the people you're associating with? Just look at them, what they're doing, and that's exactly what you're most likely to be like in the next 5 years. Yeah.
Did you see? Thank you, Dr. Adiola. Did both of you see the question from Aisha? Who wants to take it, or should I read it out
I
to
didn't
you?
see it.
So
I didn't see
it
it.
says, why is it so common for African men and women to discourage other Africans from trying? Then another question, many Africans are very scared of failure and they try to shame people for trying to succeed in their dreams. It's a mindset thing for me, I would say. It's a mindset thing. You cannot achieve something and you're discouraging another person from achieving it. So yes, it's something. Sometimes you know how envy starts now. People want what you're doing. They like what you're doing. They want to get to where you're doing, but they're not ready to invest. They're not ready to put in the work. Yet they will try to pull you down. They will try to discourage you. The little mistakes you make, they would blow it out of proportion. And that is why it is important, like Dr. Iyabo said, you just need to block them. I always put on my post, yesterday I still put it, that use your block buttons, your mute buttons. I mean, they're there for a reason. Just block them out, all the noises. You need to block those people out and stay focused. Be selective in the kind of people you want to be with. Just choose those people that you think they will encourage you, even when you make mistakes. People that will tell you, oh, don't worry, it's just one of those things. Like I would always self-compassion, and people that would also encourage you without self-compassion, tell you, oh, be kind to yourself. It's okay. Just focus on this and continue to move on. People are very scared of failure because of their mindset. Most people have got fixed mindset. Only a few. In fact, I read in one research that it's about 2% of people that have got this growth mindset. Just imagine. So we have a very few percentage of people that have got growth mindset. Most people are scared of failure. And that's why they would never try. That's why some people would never, register for a conference. They will not, just because they're like, oh, maybe what if I don't get it? What will I learn from that?
People.
But they've talked
I
a lot now. They've already done the 8 hours online.
It's $149. It is not 10,000. What if it's $10,000? I mean, think about me. Dr. Iyabo invested $350,000. Then that's a lot of money. I mean, she had her fears, but she did it afraid, and it paid off now. It's paying off for her now. So my point is that if you have a fixed mindset and you start to think, oh, I don't want, you will never. You have to learn to fail forward. Fail forward. Fail now. Try it now and fail. Okay. The worst case scenario is if I go and then I will not learn anything. Okay, let me just do it. That's how to fail forward. You try something. Of course, it's calculated risk. It doesn't mean that you should just blow all your money out and waste your money on conferences or investment that would not make sense. You have to ensure that it's creditable and all of that. But don't be afraid to take that huge step. Invest in yourself, learn to fail forward, learn right now, learn quickly, and then start to make your money or start to, invest in yourself and impact the world. Do things that you like for yourself right now. So that's what I would say. I don't know if Kemi has something to say. Did you get the question, Kemi?
Yeah, I did. I think you've said, everything. Is essentially what even came to my mind was very simple. Just ignore. We're not here for them. We're not here for you. And we're here for you. We're here for you who wants to take those steps, who wants to do something in the direction of what their plans are, their goals are. So putting energy and, investing our time and, talking about them, that's not really going to help you. It's not going to help me. It's not going to help them because they're not here. They're not listening,
No.
So we keep our attention on the people who want to do, and we want to encourage those people to take the step that they need to be able to take and to do that. And one thing that came to my mind while I was listening to you talk is the fact that we talked about people investing in different degrees. And I think I was reading something the other day about the number one, the top earning niche on social media at the moment is how to make money. So now there's a lot of people online who are teaching people how to make money. And so everybody's rushing. So today it will be real estate. Tomorrow it will be digital courses. The day after it will be this and that and all sorts of different things. And you find people just going in the direction of that. And it just made me think of the fact that probably there are people who are watching these videos and looking at the conferences and thinking, how would that help me to, you're not teaching me a particular skill. You're not teaching me a particular subject. You're teaching, but the fact remains that if you pay, you can go and pay different people to teach you different subjects, relating to how to make money, or you can work with what you already have. A lot of people are going out there looking for what is not lost. It's not lost though. It's there inside of you already. How about, and this conference that we're talking about, it doesn't say come and learn how to make money. It doesn't say, digital products that you can invest $100 and make $10,000 in 2 weeks or 1 week or whatever. It doesn't say all of that. So maybe it's not as catchy as you expect it to be. But I tell you for free that the value that you will get from it, the difference that it will make in your life, you cannot compare it to anything else. Because for everything that we want to build, we need to lay firm, solid foundations. And a conference like this, a coaching event like this, that is what it seeks to achieve. It seeks to help you to build the solid foundations. If in that 8 hours, we're able to come to the point where you find those pillars to build a foundation upon, then we can leave you to begin to add the bricks and the paint and the roofing and all of that as you go along. Of course, you're still going to need people to do that, but at least you already know what will form the basis of your development and of your growth. And nobody's going to teach that to you in a digital marketing course or in a this course or in that course. This is essentially what everyone needs. It's not specific to a particular group of people. It's not meant for, it covers every single need that a woman, any woman, white, black, Hispanic, whatever, at whatever age, will be facing and needs. And we've tailored it down to those essential elements. And that's what we're going there to teach. It will benefit you. It will impact your lives. That much I can tell you for free. So I thought I'll mention that because I've realized that I'm thinking, okay, there's a possibility that that's an issue, because everybody wants to put money in something that will bring instant.
Women want to make money, but they have not taken care of their health and wellness.
Yeah.
Women want to make money, but they are struggling in their marriage. Women want to make money, but they are not sleeping well at night. So that money is not going to come. You have to first focus on self. Women want to jump before they walk. And my apologies for cutting you off, Kemi.
No.
But you understand what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
And what you're saying makes sense. You just see the how to make money, and then they feel they can get the benefits from there. But you want to make money, but you haven't even dealt with the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is you are struggling mentally. Your husband is beating you up every day. Your husband is not there, or your kids are struggling, or there's other. So this is why for me with women, coaching doesn't help a lot of women because of exactly what we're talking about now. because you cannot men can do that. Men live their lives in buckets. A man can be struggling at home and he goes to a conference to learn about money and he'll do it. A woman cannot do
No.
it. If she's crying herself to sleep, or she's overweight, or there's something going on with her kids or with her career or something, you can teach her from today. So this is why women need coaching like this. They need comprehensive coaching. I've coached many women and they come to me about their business. And when I start asking them questions, I'm like, just leave that business for now. We cannot even touch on that business yet because you're not sleeping at night, you're not eating well, you're not exercising, your kids are struggling. That business will never ever do well. So this is why women need this conference. It's holistic. We don't have a banner somewhere here, meet the man of your dreams, here, make money. No, it is a women's conference. It's a women coaching event because we understand women and we know that all of those pillars of life are interconnected. One, I would never be able to be successful in my business if I didn't focus squarely on my health and wellness and on my sleep and all of those things when I was starting my business. I used to work out like no man's business because I knew that I needed the strength and the energy, the physical health, mental health, because I was going through a divorce and I had a new business at the same time. I would run on my elliptical, I would go for walks. I had signed up to Pilates, signed up to bar. I was doing all of them and I was in the best shape of my life because I needed to do that in order to focus on my business. So this is why you need this conference, okay? This is why this conference is not just do this and you will get this, sign up for, no. We're going to touch on every single aspect of your life. And we're also going to take all your questions. We're going to give you practical tips and strategies on everything. If you come to the conference and you're like, how do I start a business? We have you covered.
Yeah.
If you come to the conference and say, my dating life, I just keep on attracting narcissists, I don't know what it is that's going on, we have the strategies for you. If you say that you've been trying to lose weight for so long and it's just not working, we have the strategies for the three of us are in very good shape. I have met these two women. We all have children and they are in good shape. So this is a conference, 8 hours of coaching that you will get all the tips you need. And then after the 8 hours of coaching, you can then decide to come back for more coaching. You can choose whichever of us you want to come back to because coaching is lifelong. Your life is not going to change with just this one conference. Coaching is lifelong. Self-learning, self-education is lifelong. The day you stop learning is the day that you're no longer alive. So you can still invest and come back periodically. One of the ladies that signed up for this conference already, she was already my one-on-one coach. She had already paid thousands of dollars to be my one-on-one, to get my coaching one-on-one. And now she's coming back for the conference. So yeah, ladies, invest in yourselves. We've said enough. We said 1 hour. Do you want to know how long we've been on here?
I
One
can see
hour,
you.
40 minutes.
Oh,
So yeah.
wow. Oh, wow.
Okay.
We said 45
Okay,
minutes. Here we are.
who is ushering us out of here? Who has the last
I
word?
think Adela will have the last.
Can you imagine, Kemi? Okay,
I
guys.
said to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been amazing that we've had this conversation for 1 hour and 40 minutes. If you are watching the replay, please ensure that you sign up for the conference. I know that Mel Nomusa has been trying to do that. I've advised her to take a screenshot, which she said she would do. Please let us know if that worked for you and if it was successful. Please, if you're still contemplating, just sign up. It's just $149. You would spend the money anyways on something else. So please sign up, and then we are waiting for you on the other side. We can't wait to have you there. Someone has said this is amazing. Hopefully there's a replay. I just joined 30 minutes. Yes, there is a replay, but have you signed up for the conference? That's where the main thing would be. So make sure you sign up for the conference. All right, Cleveland Boss. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for having us, Dr. Iyabo. This was fantastic. It was a masterclass and so on. Anyway,
all our lives are master classes. I'm going to get all of them onto my YouTube. You guys need to post them on your YouTube if you have YouTube channels.
I do. Can you post it on can you tag us on YouTube as well?
No, it won't come on your page. I'll show you how. You have to take the link and download it on your repost app.
Oh,
and then you
okay.
upload the
All
video.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
All right. Have a fantastic
Friday.
evening, everyone.
And
Rest
you
well. Take
too.
care of yourself. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Nice.
Bye.
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 Bye,
Bye.
ladies.